we started working with business control about 12 years ago. At the time, Navisite in the UK was very small and we couldn't afford our own internal finance department. So we worked with Richard and the team to deliver really a fully outsourced solution. So everything from our purchase ledger, collections and payroll, our audit and some kind of statutory functions as well. The initial benefit and initial attraction was cost saving. Richard and the team were around 70% less expensive than running that function internally. Over the years, the relationship grew and we get lots of genuine partnership benefits where Richard feels like he's part of our team and in fact is actually the company secretary now for our organisation and interfaces with us on strategic functions like budgeting and with our parent company in the US as well. Navisite's grown since we first started working with business control. We turned over around £2 million. We've grown phenomenally since then and are now north of £20 million. Over that time, the business has become more complex and our needs from a financial partner have become more complex. Richard just started to naturally kind of fill lots of those gaps, so he felt like he was a genuine extension of the team here. We were acquired by a NYSE listed company. It was a big change for us. The Time Warner Cable, who are now Charter Communications, invested an awful lot in the UK business that enabled us to grow. But with that investment came initially diligence around whether the investment would be worthwhile, and then an ongoing need for insight to check on the progress of those investments. The reporting burden from that potentially looked quite onerous to us initially, but Richard and the team stepped in and eventually earned the trust of our parent company and provided them with a really good, transparent third-party view on how their investment in the UK was being handled. So Richard and his team interact with all of the teams here and lots of the teams at our parent company in the US. They help us put together budgets and manage those budgets throughout the year. They help us with our monthly filings for our parent company. They help us with our statutory filings, our audit and compliance process, and also things like payroll and collections, which are really important to us. So we have group finance functions based on the east coast of the US that are 5 hours behind us in the UK. We then have back office finance functions like procurement that are based in India that are several hours ahead of the UK. So timely access to accurate reporting is really valuable to our organisation, and the systems that business control give us access to provide a really useful function for both the teams in India and the teams in the US. Because of the different teams working across different geographies and time zones, and because things around here can move very fast, access to real-time information 24/7 is very important to us, and the accuracy of that information and the fact that that information is secure and safe is equally important as well. So Sarbanes-Oxley is the main standard that we're audited against because of our American parent. It's an important standard to us because it ensures transparency for our investors into our process and that we're delivering repeatable, valuable services that organisations want to pay for. It's also important to our customers as well, many of whom are themselves US organisations or businesses that do work on behalf of US organisations. And it's increasingly becoming an international standard. Richard and the team at Business Control have helped us through that audit process and helped us deliver the artefacts and reports that we need to pass those audits every year. And now we're part of Spectrum Enterprise, which in turn is part of Charter Communications. They're listed on the NASDAQ, and again, that brings a level of reporting and transparency into what we do here that Richard and his team help deliver. One of the things I really like about working with Richard and the team is that I quite often throw new things at them and things that aren't really inside of the scope of the work that they're contracted to do for us. It's very seldom that Richard ever goes back to that contract, and normally he just delivers on it or give me a time when he can deliver on it, and that's really important to me. Over the 12 years that we've worked together, Richard's become really knowledgeable about this business. Many of my colleagues in the US actually think he works for our company, and some of the staff here think so as well. He's great to bounce ideas off, and we've done some good work looking at tax credit for tech R&D and new areas for us, and so I genuinely feel like he's a real partner in that kind of thing.